My hands trembled with a violent urge to hurl the wine glass. Watch it shatter, a bloom of glittering shards across the wall, each piece a fragment of what I had endured. But I held still. That restraint, burning deep in my chest, was all I had left, my composure a single glowing ember in a fire long denied. Instead, I stared at the keys dangling from my father's hand, their polished silver catching the light like a cruel joke. They glinted between his fingers, swinging like a prize already decided. My brother Nathan leaned back in his chair, wearing a smirk so self-satisfied it made my skin crawl. "You've done well," my father said, raising his glass with paternal warmth, admiration coating every word. "This car is yours, my son." Then he turned to me. The shift was instant. That warmth drained from his expression like a dying flame, replaced by a stare so cold it could blister skin. "Rent's due. $900. Friday." He snapped, his tone mechanical, unfeeling. "You're an adult now." Not a trace of kindness. Not a flicker of softness. Just a mechanical dismissal of someone who no longer saw his son. "Only a bill." I asked quietly, carefully, "Why is it always me who pays, while Nathan collects the rewards?" He didn't hesitate. No blinking. No discomfort. Just a simple, slicing answer. Because he's worth something. That moment didn't just sting. It scarred, deeper than the time Nathan seduced Clara, the woman I loved, the woman I was supposed to marry, deeper than watching her slide the engagement ring off her finger and hand it to him, like I was just a warm-up act for her real performance. But it was my father's voice, calm, resolute, and merciless, that did the true damage. "You're worthless." That night, I packed one bag. No rage, no theatrics. Just a quiet departure. I moved through the house like a shadow. Left a single note on the fridge. "Thank you for showing me who I'm not." Then I left without a sound. Nathan had always been the star. Born with charm sharp enough to cut glass and a smile that could disarm a room. People gravitated toward him. Teachers, neighbors, investors. He was the golden child. I was the afterthought. But while he chased attention, I was building. I created a startup from the ground up. Clara and I met at a coding boot camp, bonded over late nights, broken coffee machines, and stubborn lines of code. She hated coffee but loved riddles. Her laugh was a melody I used to crave. She believed in me when no one else did. Then came Nathan, offering to help with a pitch. Late-night meetings turned into whispered secrets. Her phone stopped lighting up with her name. Her laugh stopped coming home. And I missed it, missed the clues, the stolen glances, the growing silence. The call came late. Her voice trembled. "I'm sorry," she said. "It just happened." As if love was some clumsy accident. A spilled drink, not a betrayal. I said nothing. Not that night. Not for many nights. But silence isn't surrender. It's the pause before precision. My silence was a scalpel, carving every memory down to the truth. And then I moved. I secured my finances, moved assets into a trust under a loyal friend's name, someone I would trust in a burning building over my own blood. I began tracing Nathan's fingers to my company's code, contracts, investors. He'd been slowly infecting it like a parasite, building his influence while I was too blinded by love to notice. Clara still had access to our systems. I knew she'd use it. So I planted subtle bugs, tiny invisible cracks in the foundation, set to unravel at a time only I would control. A fuse disguised as ordinary code. At their engagement party, I wore the mask of the gracious brother. Charming, smiling, a matching pair of smartwatches as a gift. They beamed, hugged me. They didn't know the watches recorded everything. Arguments, secrets, lies, all routed to a private server. Then I vanished. For a year, I disappeared from their lives. No calls, no messages. I poured myself into something new, a security platform powered by AI, built from the ashes of their deceit, a program designed to expose what people hide. Their betrayal became my blueprint. The reckoning came at their wedding. My father hosted a dinner the night before. Clara sat at the same table where she once told me she wanted a big family, a dog, a garden. Nathan pulled into the driveway in the car Dad had gifted him like a trophy. I arrived unannounced. The room went still. Tension drew every eye toward me like a magnet. "You're not welcome here," my father barked. I looked at Clara, not with rage but clarity. "You chose ambition over love," I said calm. "You should have picked someone smarter." Her expression flickered, unsure. Nathan stood, voice rising. I reached into my pocket, clicked a button on a small remote. Hidden speakers hummed to life. Nathan's voice rang out. "She's not my type, but her stake in the company is worth more than his." Then Clara's reply, laced with casual betrayal. "Does he know?" He was always too trusting. The silence that followed was suffocating. My father's knife slipped from his fingers and clattered to the table. Clara's face drained of color. Nathan lunged toward me, but I was already out of reach. "One more thing," I said at the door. "That startup you pitched? It's contaminated. You used code you didn't understand. Expect legal action. By morning, your investors will know. Some already do." I looked my father in the eye. "You once asked why I'm the one who pays while he's handed everything," I said, stepping closer, my voice low and calm. "Because you thought he was worth something." I paused. "He's not." Then I walked away. Now, Nathan and Clara are drowning. Their company is under investigation. Accounts frozen. Car repossessed. Dad scrambling, calling lawyers, begging contacts, even reaching out to me. And for the first time, Mom sees it all. She found the note I left, framed it, told me it was the most honest thing the house had ever held. And me? I'm on a rooftop, coffee in hand, sunlight on my skin, wind curling around me like an old friend. They thought they broke me, but I wasn't broken. I was buried. Now I've risen. And one truth remains. Never mistake silence for weakness. It's the sound of a plan being born.